besties, my name is Senora. Welcome to my channel. Over here, 2K things you're going to always find will be personal brand marketing and emotional awareness. I am a champion for both of them. I would always advocate for both of them. I'm advocate both of them because I believe that you cannot do without either of them. Like you have to brand yourself and you have to be well emotionally. Now, personal branding is not about trying to be an influencer. It's not. But over here, my goal is very simple. It's to help you identify your purpose, embrace it, literally discover yourself, embrace who you're discovering yourself to be, and be vocal about it. Vocal about it in a wholesome and authentic manner. Okay? So now that we have quite that time, let's get right into the topic of today. How to craft a charismatic personal bio. Before we even start, let me just ask a simple question. Have you ever had to meet somebody and the way they introduce themselves got you so excited and like, who is this person? What do you do? What is it about you that you're so charismatic and put together? You know this kind of stuff now. You not be like, have you seen me that explain with my life? No, it's not that you're playing with your life. The simple truth of the matter is that some people have just hacked this thing, okay? Now, because they are doing it, it's very possible for you to replicate same, and I want to teach you how to do same too. So let's get right into it. I've said that twice, but okay, let's actually get right into it now. To be charismatic means to literally have this compelling charm that gets others to buy into your purpose, right? So it means that whatever you are saying should be something that people can buy into, right? For your personal bio to be charismatic, it has to have something that draws people to you. And one thing I always tell people is that for personal branding, you are the niche. You are your unique selling points because it's personal brand marketing. It's not a product or service brand marketing. There are two different things or three different things entirely. So you are the niche. You are the difference. You are the spice. You are the everything in between. Okay. Okay, you are the spice, you are the niche, you are everything in between. So this is why it's very important that you embrace it wholesomely and wholeheartedly. Okay, so the number one thing you need to know and note if you're going to craft a charismatic personal bio is you see that your job title, wrap it up and throw it into the bin. Do you know why? Especially if it's not like you own your own company and then you work somewhere else, your job title can easily change. You can always decide to switch careers. Do you understand? So wrap it up and throw it into the bin because those things are not constant. They are variables. You are the constant. My mathematical students understand this. I'm joking. But yeah, you are the constant. They are the variables. Second thing you need to wrap up and throw into the bin is, guess what? Your university degree. Don't go about introducing yourself. And this is really mainly for those who just in school. And saying, oh, I graduated from accounting in Covenant University, this, that. No, wrap it up and throw that into the bin because you know what? Your personal bio, which is actually your personal brand story, it should not contain all of those variables. It should revolve around you, what you've discovered about you, and how you're using that to make the world a better place. That's just the plain term of it. Do you understand? And I'm not saying you should go and start NGO, but really you have an intricate value in you that only you can provide it in the way that you do. Do you understand? So in the way that you do. So for example, let's say she would not introduce herself as, oh, I'm a comedian, I make comedy skits. A better way to introduce herself would be, I get people to be joyful. I get people to move past what they're currently going through. I get people to move past their pain, move past their hurts, move past what they're going through and get them to smile again. Do you understand? And get them to heal, laugh, and smile again because healing could actually come from laughter and joy. Do you understand? So now let me show you how to actually find the common ground and constant in everything that you do. I call them I'm trying to check if my mic is on. I call them the 4 E's and 1 I. So literally, we're going to talk of your experience, your expertise, your education, exposure, and interest. I don't think that you know what those things will mean to me. Get right into it, okay? this is another getting right into. So bring up your pen, bring up your barrel. It's time for lecture. Let's jot things down in just 2 funny words. So firstly, number one, the first thing you need to look out for is what I call education. So what are you educated in? And this is beyond your university degree. I mean, you can pen that down, but what are the things that you constantly learn about? What are those things that you constantly read about? What are those things that you constantly want to know about? Like you're eager to learn about them. You're eager to know about them. You really just want to gather knowledge about them. What are those things right now that you're constantly just reading on? Where you go on Instagram, that's what you're reading. Blog articles, that's what you're reading. Jot it out. Next is exposure. What's that thing that people constantly bring your way? Do you understand? Like you look left to see it, you look right to see it. You can go into an environment and then you see and actually notice that that thing is missing. Others may not even take it as a big deal, but that's like the first thing you're able to spot in people. Jot it down. Now for we've handled education, we've handled exposure. Next is expertise. What are you experiencing? What do you have experience in? It could be beyond just your career expertise, right? So for example, let's say you're a medical doctor, but in church you help people with media. You can also pen that down because all of those are parts of you. Or you have like volunteering things, activities that you participate in. Pen down. That's also an experience. Okay. So pen it down. And then the last and the final E, we've talked of exposure, we've talked of expertise, we've talked of education. Now the final E is experience, right? So experience is basically what you're constantly exposed, no, not exposure now, what you have experienced, right? One constant experience that you're exposed to. So maybe it could be like you constantly compare yourself with people or something that you've experienced, maybe growing up, and then you just told yourself that, you know what, I've learned through this and I don't want to ever see anybody go through it or them again. So those are things that you would need to pen down. Okay. Right. So now let's wrap it up. Then oh no, we have one more I. So we have the 4 A's and 1 I. The I is interest. What are you interested in? What's that thing that gives you joy? What's that thing that gives you satisfaction? What's that thing that gives you happiness? What's that thing that makes you tick, jump, and laugh? Right? Okay. So what's that thing that you're constantly interested in? See, kind of that all of them are linked together. When you write down all of these things, you'll find out what the common link in everything that you do. It's what's that thing that gives you joy? What's that thing that you're interested in? What's that thing that you could talk about for hours? What's that thing that you could teach about even without getting prior notice? You need to jot that down also. Now, let's put everything together in place. So, for example, for me, for one, expertise would be brand marketing and emotional wellness, literally brand marketing. Because I actually my experience would be brand marketing and emotional awareness because one thing that I've constantly experienced is having to just help people through the emotional phase. And it's not because I'm not a licensed therapist. It's just that I draw wisdom from the word of God and then just give advice to people. And for exposure to, that's one thing I'm constantly exposed to, like lack of communication. I can peg that and pick that up in a jiffy in any organization. When it doesn't have proper communication structure, I can pick that up immediately. Another thing that I can pick up immediately is when someone is down, traits of low self-esteem. I can actually pick that up even when they're not aware about it. Someone that doesn't have healthy esteem, someone that's down emotionally, I can always pick that up, right? That's for exposure for me. Then for education, I studied accounting in school. And another thing that I'm constantly learning, brand marketing communications. I've taken courses in neurolinguistic programming practitioner to become like a practitioner. So the things that I'm constantly learning. My Instagram feed is filled with linguistic programming. My Instagram feed is constantly filled with wellness coaches, trying to look at what they are doing and all of that. Okay. Now, my interest is definitely to help you discover yourself and embrace it wholeheartedly, and that's personal brand marketing and emotional wellness. Like that's just something that I'm constantly interested in. So let's just wrap up all of that. You find out that the constant is actually something that has to do with marketing, communication, and emotional wellness. Now let's look at these things in details. So brand marketing, what exactly is the value that marketing brings? It helps you to actually appeal to the people in your authentic self. Now, marketing is not lying. Marketing is not hyping a product or a service beyond what it can be or beyond what it can do. It's actually stating the genuine facts, pattern, everything, attributes of a product, and then selling this honestly to the people to get them to become raving fans. That's marketing. So can you see that it's beyond that? And I mean, little more than that. That's why I'm here to help you discover yourself. Next is emotional wellness, my people. Ha! You cannot draw from an empty well. And as someone who has gone through that myself, it's important that everyone is able to embrace themselves without comparison, without pressure, without any of those, loopholes. You don't want all of that, right? You don't want all of that. And someone who has even suffered from esteem issues in my early growing up, right? It's something that I constantly can pick up with people. So when you add all of them together, you realize that one thing is common: helping people identify themselves, loving themselves, and embracing themselves. And that's where I came up with my bio. My name is Voice, right? My name is Voice. I help you discover yourself and help you to be vocal about it in a wholesome, because you need to be whole. That's emotions in a wholesome and authentic manner. Another way that you can mix everything that you have done, one step that can help you to mix everything that you have gathered, all of the information that you have gathered beautifully, is number one. Now we are getting right into another thing. Is one, identify what the current problem is. That thing now, that intricate attributes, value that you've just discovered about yourself. Write it down. Right? Write why that is important, the current state of things. So for example, for personal branding and brand marketing, the current state right now in the market is not looking clean. They are trying to make people to look like they're perfect supermodels. They don't ever make mistake, nothing goes wrong, they don't have ups, they only have ups, they don't have downsides. You get, but that's not it. I mean, it's okay, I'm not saying come out and show your flaws, but don't lie about who you're not. Who you are online should be who you are offline also, like, because personal brand is about building a legacy. Okay, right? So you need to actually, that's the current problem is there's so much mediocrity filled with it. People don't take it up like the legacy. They just, that's why I'm even coming from an excellent manner. Like, I studied accounting in school, so I'm sure you know that I pay attention to details. I pay attention. That's another thing, like, you need to about me, pay attention to details. And for you to actually be in brand marketing and communication, you need to pay attention to the tiniest details. So there's a lot of mediocrity going on that people think like they are doing, coming to act funny online and all of those, and then you would think that that is personal branding. That's not. So that's what the current state says. That is going to be your why. Now, your how is what you found about yourself. You are going to change that sphere and offer value to the world from your intricate value that you have discovered about yourself. Do you understand that? So from the intricate value that I've discovered about yourself, you're going to use that to change the world. So I've discovered that I know how to help people identify themselves and be vocal about it. And vocal, that's branding, right? Be vocal about it in a wholesome and authentic manner. So that's how I'm going to help you. You don't need to be I'm trying to look for a nicer word that would speak on me aside from mediocrity, but you don't have to do it like haphazardly manner. It can be excellent, it can be beautiful, and it can also be great, regardless of what you've discovered about yourself. And you can also be authentic in an excellent manner. Not that you're being authentic and then brands can't work with you because you're not professional enough. No, in an excellent manner. So you're going to learn excellence, meaning you're going to constantly give yourself to growth. That is how I come in, and that's how I help you. So I help you guys achieve this using personal branding and emotional wellness. And this is how I introduce myself every time. And most of the time, it's become an conversation starter, literally, because people are like, okay, so how do you do this? But I don't have anything to sell, and I now begin to correct them, work on certain myths that they have about personal branding. And that's the point where you drop your call to action. That's a CTA, your call to action. So you can either drop your email address, your phone number, whatever details that you have really to share with them, just so that they can contact you. Okay. So now let's go over it again. What I have for is expertise, education, exposure, experience, and your eye. interest. I hope that you have learned, not I hope, I know that you have learned how to now craft that charismatic personal bio. However, if you still want more details as you're struggling to find the common ground, I have a workbook and I can offer a one-on-one consultation with you to actually sit down while you answer these questions and I pinpoint those things to you. They are questions that you probably never would think of and details you probably never even have attached to yourself, or you probably just never thought were it something like the meal you eat, your temperament, eat is like your best food. I promise you, it's always mind blowing. I have helped over 200 individuals achieve this, and the results are always the same, mind blowing. So you can just click on the link on the screen, and it will take you to the link with the necessary details to gain access to the worksheets, and then get me to just have like a 1 hour or 2 hour call with you maximum to add scope with you maximum to help you craft that compelling charismatic bio. Thank you, besties. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, support this channel, support your bestie, support this video. Okay, bye.